Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode. Hope you've had a really great week. So we're continuing our interview with the Queen of Soul, Mica Paris. So stay tuned. So I'm sitting here with Mica Paris, everybody.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm overworked at the moment. I've got so much on that I don't know. And I know that sounds like I'm blowing smoke up my bum, but it really is
I can
true.
do it for you. I'll do it for you. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'll just turn around. No, but seriously, like I've got so much on at the moment.
What are you
Like,
on?
Okay, right now I've just started Fame, the musical,
Yeah.
starring in that, and that's a 4-month tour.
You ready?
So I just did 4 weeks of rehearsal. I was off book on the first week, so I'm proud of myself because
Yes.
I didn't think I still had it in me to remember lines.
Okay.
But something happens that it's autopilot.
Clicks.
It just happens.
Yeah.
God, it's great. And then I've just started my Radio 2 series, which is really fun, called Mica Meets. And I'm meeting all the great
Celebrities.
Yeah, I'm meeting, well, it's all women. The show is nothing else but about great female singers because I wanted people to understand the real reason why female singers have such a hard time compared to their male counterparts.
Right.
Because Whitney, Amy, and all. Why do we have all this tragedy? There's got to be a reason. What's going on?
Yeah.
Clearly, there's a pattern running through all this. So I thought, let's do a show about that. Radio 2 kind of were like, we want you back at radio. And then it was quite nice for them to ask me to come back. And,
Who did you have on the show?
I had Gladys Knight. I went to Atlanta to do her. That was really cool. I hadn't seen her in like 30 years.
Yeah.
So that was really like, wow.
A reunion.
A reunion. And I won't tell you what the first encounter was like, but let's move on from there. But the second one was so good.
Better.
It
Okay.
was so good.
Okay, good.
Then I did Martha Reeves.
Okay.
From
Big people singers.
yeah, great. But Martha's amazing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, she's in England a lot, so that was
Okay.
quite easy. I didn't have to fly to
Anyway.
Detroit to see her because she was in London, so that was cool. We did Candy Staton, every single one of these women so far. The thread is the same.
They're amazing.
No, the thread is the same. The heartache, it's always
Okay.
the same. They've all been married at least 4 or 5, 6 times
Oh, serious?
in between them. It's always about men. It's always about the men in their lives not being able to handle.
That's all the men in the room.
All the men are saying, "Go on, put your hands up, go on."
Let's edit that. Let's edit.
I love you. It's not in a dark way. It's just that they've had issues with men handling their fame. The ones that they chose to marry, basically. That's the problem. So that's the common thread.
Okay.
It seems. But what's wonderful is that they've come out at the end of the tunnel and they're all really happy now.
Good.
Gladys has got her partner. He's amazing, and they've been, they're very happy together. Candy Staton's been happy with her guy. Candy Staton has been married 6 times.
Okay.
Yeah, big things. And it seems to be very hard for women to. You see, this is across the board. It's whether
Do you
it's
feel
across the board.
any kind of affinity to this story?
Total. I mean, when I was talking with Gladys, you got to hear that interview because it was 3 hours.
We'll
We're
put the
supposed
link
to
in
be
the
with
bio,
her.
guys, when it comes out.
Yeah, we was literally supposed to be with her for 1 hour, 3 hours. You're right there with that lovely sound you're making with the iron. Love you. Great. Yeah. That's Jason the MD, by the way.
Yeah.
MD means musical director, just so for those people that don't know what that means. Because sometimes people are like, what does that
What
mean?
does it mean?
I say BVs, they're like, what do you mean?
I hate you.
Them ones. Go on, ask me what else.
No, I said, what's your affinity? Do you feel an affinity to the story?
I do. I feel an affinity to the whole story because this is 30 years I've been in the industry, and everything that these women speak about, I've been
You
through.
recognise it.
Total. And what's nice for me, it's very therapeutic because I realise it's not just me.
Right.
Because I was like, I thought it was just me and Whitney and all the other,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
no, all of us.
Okay.
It seems. I think Janis Joplin was probably one of the few singers who had a great husband. But she was a complete nightmare. It was her that was the
got to be
nightmare.
one way or the other, isn't it?
She was the nightmare. He was
Okay.
great. And Dolly Parton's another one.
Right,
She's
right.
got a great husband. Do you
Right,
know what I mean?
right.
It does happen that you get
Yeah,
some
yeah,
good
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
But it's very essential. What I'm trying to get through to people is that it's a harder journey for females in any industry
Right.
when they're in a high position.
Right.
It's very tough because we're the nurturers. So you know, unfortunately, even though technology is way advanced, you know, we're still quite primitive in terms of relationships between genders. You know, people still want the mum to be at home with the children, and so it's always going to be very difficult for women anyway. And that's not necessarily a guy's fault. Do you know what I'm saying? This is not me male bashing. It's just me explaining that the role of the woman is so entrenched in our DNA that the mum is always indoors. That when the woman decides to, you see me, I juggle. I raise the kids, I do the work, I do it all. I love it. I you know, because I grew up with my grandparents who did the same. My grandmother brought me up to say, you know, you do it all. You don't wait and have the career first, then have the children, because you'll never do it. She said, you'll never have the children if you do that.
And that's a big thing for sessioners, big thing for artists, creators.
Oh, I know women who freeze the eggs, do all sorts. But you know, and that's, God bless them. If that's your choice, great. But me, I didn't do it like that. I've done it, everything I've done it with my children.
So what's your ultimate goal? If you were to say, in 5 years' time, I want to, what's the answer?
My ultimate goal really is to, it's never changed, it's been the same goal I've had since day one, is to show that in this country, we can actually have a scene of our own, which is different from America, and it's very valuable. As you can see, when you go to America, they really value what we do here. It's the English that don't value us. So this is what I'm trying to do, is trailblaze in a way and say, you know, I can do it. So every woman out there in this country can do it as well. If you want to be a singer, white, black, you don't have to be black, you can be white. I'm trying to show you that as a female, you know, you can do it here. It's tough, but you just keep doing what you're doing, make sure it's good, be consistent with it. I'm basically like the first black female in this country,
I believe this,
who has had multiple careers in different avenues. And it's something I always wanted to do. I didn't think it was going to be possible, but God is great, it happened. And I'm just trying to say, we can all do that. We're not just one thing. You're not just a singer. You know, we're all multifaceted. So I'm trying to make people see that, and I mean that with men as well, like human beings are multifaceted. And I feel that art is, it's a discovery of the self. If you asked me 30 years ago, you could never have said to me that I was going to be a radio presenter, a TV presenter, I'm going to be in musicals, and I'm going to do all these things that I'm doing. I'd be like, whatever, lost it. But here I am doing it, you know. So that's why it's about not being afraid to try something new, even if you look like a complete idiot doing it. I mean, trust me, you should have seen me on Strictly. It was shocking.
Oh, you were on Strictly?
Oh yes,
gosh.
2007. I was second off. That's why you missed it. And I'm so glad you did, honestly. My dad rang me up and he said, Misha, you have a great voice, but don't.
There you go, guys.
Yeah? So
I just want to
we
say,
all have our weaknesses.
I want to say personally to you that you have definitely achieved what you said you were going to do, in that there's so many people who respect you,
I hope
both
so.
vocally and performance-wise. You give everything.
Yeah,
and I'm sure, we spoke about you earlier.
Cheers. Go on then. Bless her.
Before work, when the boss is cool.
That's what happens when you say nice things about me. You share my drink. If you say nasty things, you don't get nothing.
Nothing. Right. But thank you so much for talking to them. The people, she's got music coming out.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So there's 2 new albums coming out. The one is the Ella Fitzgerald with the orchestra, and then the other one is a brand new album that Mica Paris album that I've just literally started writing now. We've been in the studio with Dee Adam. She's amazing. The track that I'm telling you now, that you guys are going to just lose it for, it's called The Struggle.
The Struggle. Okay.
And it's a tune.
You have to come back.
Proper. Yeah, it's really powerful. And trust me, man, there's something going on. I don't know if it's a loop from it's 30 years, so something's going on that I'm being inspired at the moment. I'm getting a lot of downloads, and I'm so grateful. Because I was dead for a bit, you know, it happens. You have moments.
Downtime.
It's a bit like Frank Sinatra said, you know, you have the lean and mean years, the in-between years, come what may, you know. That's how it is as an artist. You have times when, that's why I say to artists, all right, if you make it in the beginning and then you go quiet and no one remembers you, don't get depressed. Just keep going. Keep doing it. It will come back around. Jerry Garcia, Grateful Dead. Remember that band? What did he say? If you stick around long enough, you get hip again.
And we'll end with that note. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. She is amazing. So all you need to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the videos we post. We post every week. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, Google Plus and Snapchat. So follow us there. All that remains for me to say is